Your Honor, I tapped my card into defense mode.
Sustained. Your Honor, I'm going to have to tap my card into attack mode. Sustained.
Your Honor, I don't take any damage because I blocked that attack.
Sustained. Magic the Gathering adjourned. The gathering is adjourned, and that is a good idea.
Just get it over with.
Get what over with?
Just say the intro.
What intro?
Say it.
What?
Say it.
No.
Okay.
Was that bad?
I don't play Magic the Gathering, so I can't really evaluate.
I'm not 100%.
I thought you were doing Yu-Gi-Oh! At one point. I
think that might have been closer to Yu-Gi-Oh! Than Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
Which is great. Which is great, because I do occasionally play Magic the Gathering, and I've never, ever played Yu-Gi-Oh!
Okay, I can get behind that. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, That intro, like every intro that I do without writing it down first, was not a good idea. Good idea is a brain trust your brain can trust. It is a comedy podcast where we find creative, actionable solutions to your real-life problems. I'm Aiden Kinsella.
And I'm Bradley Berklich.
And this is Good Idea. Hello, Bradley.
Hi, Aiden.
So I did that intro because I had the idea that Magic the Gathering adjourned was funny yesterday, but I did not remember the context of me thinking that was funny, so instead of telling the story in which the context happened, I just tried to make it up, and it wasn't good.
That's okay. That can be forgiven.
Yeah?
I think, yeah.
I promise it was funny, and that means you should laugh at it.
Most of life is just bullshitting, so
yeah, it's fine. Well, the problem is most of life is bullshitting done well enough that you can't tell that it's bullshitting. That was just bullshitting.
Okay, yeah, no, yeah, okay, yes.
Yeah.
So
it briefly entertained the person who's trying to entertain the other people.
All right.
So it looks like we succeeded. That's what I'm here for.
Welcome to Good Idea. We laugh at our own jokes.
That's most people.
That's the principle of the...
That is the principle of the podcast. Hey, let's do a prompt.
Sure. Do you want to pick one?
I can pick a prompt.
Okay.
How to convince a zookeeper to let you jump in the lion's pit? Is Kevin James the zookeeper?
Is he in a movie about zookeepers?
He's in a movie called Zookeeper. And I'm just thinking that this might be the ideal time to do a Kevin James one.
Oh, well, he falls down a lot, doesn't he?
He does kind of fall down a lot. He's kind of like a silly boy.
Like a clown a little bit.
Kind of like a clown.
So push him in the lion's pit, and then it's funnier. It's fun for everyone.
Come in to help him out.
This is Kevin James. I think we just leave him. I think we just leave Kevin James.
Why are we killing Kevin James? He means well, I think.
No. I'm building a power.
I think that is the plot of Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, right?
It's just kill Kevin James.
It's just kill Kevin James.
They did not do well because he continues to make movies, much to our chagrin. So the ideal solution to this is don't ask. It's easier to ask forgiveness than it is to ask permission, unless the person is being mauled apart by lions. Then they're dead.
You don't even need to go in the lion's pit anymore.
You don't. So push Kevin James in it, and as they rend him limb from limb, and you see just sort of this white clothed arm fly by, like those short sleeve collared shirts he wears. Yeah, like a mall cop. Yeah, just one of those flies right by, traumatizes a small child holding cotton candy. I think we've done our job.
Always good.
If we can get Adam Sandler in there too.
In the lion's pit?
Yeah, just the whole Happy Madison family. Just sort of, like... dead?
I could see an Adam Sandler movie coming out about like a male stripper, maybe a drag queen stripper where Adam Sandler plays the drag queen and he's in a place called the Lion's Pit, and then Kevin James comes there and he's like the funny stripper, the funny drag queen stripper.
The funny stripper, okay.
He's the funny drag queen. Like Adam Sandler's like the serious one who's...
Are drag queen strippers a thing? I thought one of them was like art. Kind of, and the other one was just like being a drag queen. I don't know exactly.
I'm not saying all drag queens are strippers. I'm just saying all strippers are drag queens.
Try that one again. Let's just run it from the top.
Okay, I'll run it from the top. So first, let's start off the metaphor so I understand what metaphor I'm using. It's like how not all circles are squares, but all squares are circles.
Fuck you. I'm gonna Google drag queen stripper. It's Pride Month, so they can't. Like, the FBI is okay with it.
Would the FBI not be okay with it? Like at another
there's
time?
There's 1 month you had to be gay.
There's one month
it's
you
this
have to
1
be
month.
gay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's horrifying. It's like a really low res image of. That's just kind of.
It is. The weird part is it is a picture of Kevin James and Adam Sandler and Kevin.
How do we explain that one away? It is just Kevin James. Like, how'd that happen?
Because I'm not wrong, and there definitely is a movie called The Lion's Pit starring Adam Sandler and Kevin James as drag queen strippers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Kevin James has like white ass clown makeup face, like it just like comically overdone makeup, really thick bushy eyebrows.
Yeah, because that's what. Yeah,
and it's sort of like a funny like Adam Sandler Kevin James buddy movie. And of course, Adam Sandler is trying to marry someone who then finds out he's a drag queen at night to pay the bills, and then she leaves him, and he has to convince her to be accepting of his culture.
Oh my god!
Have you ever watched an Adam Sandler movie?
No, I've not. I have. No, I watched Click once. I don't think drag queen strippers are a thing. I'm watching a video.
Doesn't matter. We make them a thing for this movie.
Okay, great. I like it.
What's it called? The Lion's Pit?
Lion's Pit's funny, but also Lion's Den is an adult super.
We did talk about that as our sponsor. It could just be called Lion's Den, and we just use a heavy amount of Lion's Den sponsorships to fund the entire movie.
Yeah, I like that.
I like that a lot.
It keeps it economical, is what it really does. Mm-hmm. Because, I mean, that's what we want at the end of the day, is low budget.
Yeah. Well, you get Kevin James and Adam Sandler in one place.
That's like $25 worth of people right there.
That's like $25.
You could sell them for their corneas, and it's like $8 a piece, and you're like, heck yeah.
That was the plot of Minority Report, right?
Oh god, I have not watched that movie in so long.
What if this is the sequel to Minority Report?
Oh, it took a twist.
How would it be different?
So
more targeted ads.
More targeted ads. Tom Cruise isn't in it. There's no Oedipus imagery. The guy, who is he? Tom Cruise, not in it. Let's see. Those jetpack things, the six sticks, the thing that you hit.
You throw I love that.
Yeah, that. And Tom Cruise is in it, so I think we've got pretty much a wrap.
So it's just like better Minority Report then.
Yeah, I think
there's the part we can't like the drag queens get captured by like a gang, and then their corneas are sold for $8.
I don't remember fucking anything about that movie. Like literally anything could have happened in that movie. I don't even know if Tom Cruise was in it. Like I just don't. I can't tell.
A remake of the Minority Report, but the precogs are played by Adam Sandler, Kevin James, and Owen Wilson.
Why Owen Wilson? Is he?
He was in Grown Ups.
Was he? Okay, I love Owen Wilson. He's in a lot of Wes Anderson.
He's pretty good. We could get him in there just for like a little bit more talent.
Okay, I like it. It. This is good. We've got a movie which makes no sense at all. I think we're ready to roll.
It's perfect.
It's perfect.
Lion's Den. Minority Report 2.
Lion's Den. See it in theaters. Oh, it's biblical imagery.
Oh, is it?
It's Joseph and the Lion.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a technical dream code in there. I don't... Was it? Yeah, it was.
What?
And it's maybe Daniel in the Technicolor. No, it's definitely Joseph. Anyway, the Bible is Lion's Den now.
Yeah.
I think
we fixed the Bible. That was the prompt, right? Make the Bible better, I think.
What the fuck this was. Let's move on. Dickheads with drones. Fuck these men.
I know what that prompt reads like. I
don't like that one.
What?
I don't like that alternate. I don't like the alternate reading you just suggested.
That's not what I mean. I'm saying I know that prompt reads like we need to talk about making dickheads with drones. I just wanted to talk about something from today, and then we can make dickheads with drones.
Sure.
But I was at the beach, and my my fellow manager came up to me and was like, "Hey, do you have access to the powerboat?" Which I do have access to the powerboat. So I was like, "Yeah, I have access to the powerboat." And he was like,
"Cool, you have access to the powerboat.
Yeah,
so
that
let's
was the
use
best
your
part.
access to the powerboat."
So there were some. He's like, "There's some guys out over the water. You know, they've got a drone, and they're flying it way too low to the ground." We're not allowed to have drones on the beach. They were just like in the lifeguards' faces. But because they were flying it from out in the water, we can't stop them.
Did you capsize them?
Yes.
Ramming speed!
No, but I did. That was my first time driving the powerboat. Actually,
Is it
I forgot.
fun?
Yeah, it was really fun.
And?
I went over there and I was like, "You guys, we're not supposed to have drones on the beach. It's just bothering the other patrons. Could you please stop?" And they're like, "You can't do anything to me out here. This is open public water, and that land is for anyone to take pictures of. That is public land." And I'm like, "It's just the drone is just bothering people. Could you please?" No, I'm not trying to be a dick. This is just the law, and I'm.
What did you do? Did you have like a fist fight on the boat? Like
No, I harpooned the side of their ship, walked across a ladder that I laid out over the harpoon string, right?
Yeah, okay.
The harpoon rope, sorry. And then I went over there and I had a cutlass battle with this man. He looked like a 40-year-old frat boy.
I can picture that
He
really
wasn't
well.
wearing a backwards Make America Great Again hat, but just imagine that on him. He had like fucking like red swim shorts, navy blue shirt, white boat, like very America, kind of like greasy, dark hair, but not too greasy, so it was just kind of up, you know?
He sounds like a guy you find wandering around at like Great America in 2001.
I'm not trying to be a dick, man. This is just the law.
It's just
I have to use my drone out here.
you asshole.
You can't do
You should
anything.
have let it run on a battery and just fall to the ground on the beach. And then before he gets, like, just tosses remote control in the water and, like, watch that bad boy float.
There was no cutlass battle. I'm sorry, I didn't have power to do that. No, I just went back. It was just fun. I got
It's
to use
not
a
my
power
jurisdiction,
a
the
power boat.
lifeguard.
No, yeah, I'm not the Coast Guard, unfortunately.
Aiden can sell it for Coast Guard 20.
Aiden can sell it for Coast Guard. Love doing Coast Guard
So
shit.
that's also fun. There's also this thing where our chorus, and I guess we don't do this anymore because we're graduated from high school, but we sing at the Christmas thing, and there was this guy with a drone this year. It was like just like really close, like above the chorus.
I do think they were filming for the city, though.
Yeah, but also they're being a right nuisance.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying, like, the city's not going to try to stop that one.
This is this guy who's not technically related to me. We are family friends with, has a drone. He lives, I think, south of us, someplace across from a trash heap with a drone, and he piloted it out in front of a road and it got hit by a car. And it was really funny because I was there for it, and I'm still like kind of in awe of it to this day because that man and all that power and like
No one man should have all that power.
because he could like stop traffic with one measly $200 gadget. Just slammed it right into that guy's face.
I mean, there's a lot of... There are cheaper than $200 things that you can use to stop traffic.
Children.
Kids, yeah.
No money at all.
Trees would be good if you fell a tree into the road.
You need an axe for that.
You need an axe for that. That's a good point, but you
can
need an
always
axe for below
yeah.
$200. I know it's hard to find.
Yeah, they're so upscale, these axes. I don't know how to locate one.
What would a $200 axe look like?
It's gotta be rocket powered. like there's someone that's like a swing assist. Like one hand you like push the button, the thing like you're essentially just being a pivot arm for this thing, and you hope it doesn't like yank your arm out of your socket and it hits the tree and like fells a redwood in one swoop.
Yeah. Should we do another one?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so the axe is like all the way back, and it like fells a fir tree in one swoop.
Okay, let's do one more.
Okay, so the axe is like way back, and you're like, okay, cool, and the rocket goes off, and then it's like, bye-bye pine tree.
Shit. There are so many applications for this axe.
I know, right?
You can cut down all sorts of trees.
Like pine, fir, and redwood?
Can it do any other ones?
No, I don't know any of the trees.
Sounds like a kind of shitty $200 axe.
Yeah, I'm sure if I knew other trees, it could do it, though.
The application that the axe can only cut down trees you have experience with.
You're aware of them. You're like, I don't know what this tree is.
Is it?
Guess I'm not cutting it. I guess if I can't identify this tree, I can't cut it down.
Yeah, that would make no sense.
I just guess it's gonna have to stay up. I mean, what can I say? Besides, I don't know what type of tree this is. Let's do another prompt.
If I'm a barista and my job doesn't occur like I want it to, how do I fix that?
Quit.
You could quit. That does help.
Cause like, there's so many things that can go wrong when you're a barista. Like,
Hot coffee spill.
you could have to deal with hot coffee.
You might have to deal with hot coffee. You might have to talk to people.
Oh my god. Dude, I fucking hate talking to people. Are you Kevin? No.
No.
No. I think you're a Smith? No, that doesn't sound... Yeah, I would say...
You're not supposed to guess my name, sir. You're supposed to ask me my name.
What?
Yeah.
That's impolite. It's like asking how much you weigh. I'm not going to ask your name.
Why do you keep guessing?
230 pounds.
Is it better? Would it be better if I just... what's worse?
400 pounds? Chocolate milk for 400 pounds? And you're like, I don't want to get that. I don't want to get up to get that. It's like, sir, there's only one of you. Get up here and get your milk.
Have you ever been to Portillo's?
Yeah.
Where they always end it with a rhyme?
No, that's the word.
It always rhymes with, it would always rhyme with pounds.
Pounds.
Hot coffee grounds for 400 pounds. Is there liquid in it? No.
No. It's cold brew. Do it
we
yourself.
have to make it rhyme. We couldn't heat it up. Well, we did. They are hot coffee grounds, but we could not put liquid in it because then it would not rhyme.
That would...
Another few rounds for 300 pounds.
You 8.5 pounds. Your baby is underweight. Sorry to tell you, ma'am.
8.5 pounds. Your 18-year-old son is underweight.
What is wrong with him?
He has Benjamin Button disease.
Oh, that means he didn't live very long.
No, that means if he's 18 years old.
He was born as an 18-year-old?
No.
That's horrible. How does Benjamin Button disease work? I've never met anyone with it, so I don't
can't talk sensitively about it.
I've never experienced it. It's like nuts.
It's like, yeah.
I still don't understand how it works, because if you come out as like a 90-year-old man, that's gotta be fucked, right? Like, your mom hates you. If your mom is still alive. Like, that's gotta be the most intense C-section. It's like her body. It's like from the bottom up. That child's freaking me out. Let's do almost anything else.
Okay, let's say a dog walks into the coffee shop.
Okay.
How do we handle that?
Trapdoor.
Trapdoor is good. Let's say...
Lock him in the restroom?
Okay, well, when you wrote this prompt down, I think you had mentioned the word gun, and I kind of liked that one.
Okay. Gun?
Gun. Yeah.
You know, that's pretty good. You got some rowdy patrons in there, you know.
Yeah, you know, like I had to call the police on some rowdy patrons last week, actually.
Oh, were they black?
I was gonna say,
were they not doing anything? Were they doing nothing and they were just, you know.
Thanks for taking away my political satire.
We're so woke. We know everything about...
I was at the beach the other day, just minding my own business, rowing the boating center, and there were these two hostile patrons sitting on a bench.
Not doing anything.
There were these two hostile patrons sitting on a bench. And?
One of them had, maybe a drone? I don't, no... It's against the rule. I called the law.
I had to call the police.
God, you should have, a gun there. No, for, drones. I'm serious. If it's against the law...
I said that to somebody.
Really?
Yeah, I mentioned having a shotgun to shoot down drones.
How about a Nerf gun? You could fuck up a drone with a Nerf gun. Get it in the rotor.
Yeah, maybe.
It gets stuck.
That
thing's dropping.
BB gun.
Yeah, you could do even a paint gun. A paint gun would take that thing out of the sky.
It would short circuit it too, I feel like.
We have another caller.
Hello? Hi, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Hi, Berklich residents, you're on the phone. Hi. Hello. Maybe it was my uncle and then I pretended to be my dad. We're good. Long-time listener, first-time caller. We should have that. They can just call, whatever they think we're doing it, they can just call in.
That's fine.
Our telephone number is 1-800-GOOD.
Yep. That's it.
Yeah, good. And then...
Give us a call right now.
1-800-GOOD. Wherever you're sitting... Oh, it's, actually... Because, we forgot the second part. 1-800-GOOD-IDA. We do not have enough room for the fourth letter, so instead of good idea, we're just 1-800-GOOD-IDA. Instead of good-eyed, which sounds like fluoride, which is bad for your teeth, we all know that. No, fuck. Bad for
your communism.
Communism.
Bad for capitalism.
Taking your fluids, we are good Ida, who's your friendly neighborhood grandmother, comes by, gives you fruit, which she grows from her own natural gardens.
Bow, bow.
Marvin Gaye, go away.
I've been really trying, baby.
Okay. No, that's fair. That's good progress. You've been really trying. It's hard, I know.
Oh my god, I'm so tired. What would a high school movie that was actually realistic look like? This is from Keegan, and I feel like it's very germane, considering we just finished high school, so we are now experts on the topic.
Oh, man, I did so much stuff.
I did so good at high school. Bradley, you got like a 4 out of 5.
I got... Yeah. I think 4 out of 5 is fair. I got 4 out of 5 at high school. I knew, like, a couple things. I had to pass the Constitution test. A realistic high school movie... I don't know. I think a lot of them's gotten pretty close. I
think High School Musical.
I did more singing in high school. I gotta be honest. For like how long that movie is and how much of it is just not singing, like it's not realistic.
That's a good point. So it would need to be many, many hours long.
It would need to be
years long.
I think a realistic high school is like 4 years long. Like The Hobbit. Like The Hobbit was 4 years long. Hobbit was 4 hours long. But years, that could work. It'd be like an extended... You need to like do really immersive VR.
Yeah, for sure.
Like wrap around like that haptic feedback headset, body armor shit. Like,
I like that. I think I think interactive 4D.
Oh, no, yeah.
So you have like real weed that you can smoke.
You've got like you can go into like any restroom. Like, oh shit, dude, I'm sorry. You can.
Oh, there's a vape in here. Can I borrow that, Jewel?
Your vape? Oh, dude, sorry. We on the last day of high school, me and Aiden found just a vape charger in our parking lot. We didn't know what it was until like 2 days later when I googled it.
The amount of times you and I find drugs and don't know what they are, and then talk about it on this podcast.
Twice.
It's 2 times.
2 times.
If I had a nickel for every time, I'd have 2 nickels. But that's still a lot of nickels, considering.
It's not a lot of nickels, but it's still weird.
Is that what the line is?
It is, yeah, it is. It's like, I don't know. I just haven't like. We've talked about this. How vape is like Blade Runner shit. Like it literally is future drugs. That's so strange to me.
Is it really future drugs?
Yeah, it is really future drugs because like you picture like drugs are always like, oh, this is like a physical, tangible thing. Like it's not electronic. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna just snort this silicon chip. It's like powder or a plant or something. And vape is just or like Juul is just it's just a thing.
Yeah.
Like, is electronic a thing?
You could kind of like just eat it. We could Wayne Gretzky that Jewel.
No, I think we've done this one already.
I know, I'm just saying we could do it.
If I had a nickel for every time I've been cursed by a puppet, I'd have 2 nickels. Which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
What?
Nothing.
You just weren't ready for it.
No, I was not ready for it because I thought it was from Final Fantasy.
And now you know.
Yeah, I thought it was, if I had a nickel for every time my best friend has been stabbed through the heart with a really long sword, I'd have 2 nickels, which is not a lot. What were we doing?
I don't know. I think we're doing a podcast and it kind of derailed about 1 minute in.
Okay, cool. Welcome to our... Oh, what was the prompt? Just go to high school. Like, just do it. Like, everyone has to at one point. You're legally obligated to for at least 2 years. Just go. Have some fun. Learn some stuff. If you want to, go to college. If you don't want to, you don't have to, I guess. I don't know. There's literally always a college that will pay you to go to it. You can never have bad enough grades that college will not want you to attend. Because they are power hungry and money hungry little men. All right. Moving on. There's not enough time in my frickin' day. How do we fix that? Is that Keegan?
That's me.
That's you. Okay, do less stuff.
Counterpoint, sleep less.
You see, I've done that for 4 days now, and it does not pay off.
You've only done it for 4 days?
Yeah.
I've done it for like 6 years.
Sleep less is just bad.
But look at me, I'm so functional right now.
No. What time did you go to sleep last night?
Only probably like 12:30 or 1, but probably not 1. It wouldn't have been 1. Probably like 12:30, maybe 12. Shit, it might have been before 12. That's early.
Went to bed at 9.
Wow.
Yeah. Summer's great because my dad was like so mad at me during the school year. He's like, why are you up late? And I'm like, I've got shit to do. And he's like, no, you fucking don't. And we were out this weekend. We were in Michigan. Yes, that's the state. We were in Michigan for my cousin's graduation party. He's going to the Naval Academy. I'm going to poet school. We were raised differently. That is evident. But I went to bed at 8 or like 7:30, and my dad's like, it's early, and I'm like, I'm tired. This is when I would go to bed if I got to go to bed when I wanted. And he's like, no, you wouldn't. I'm like, I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
That's fun.
I was like, I don't have anything to do. I'm going to bed.
Time machine.
Time machine?
That's not really funny. That's just like if I have one, I could just like go. No, that wouldn't be effective.
You'd like kill your grandfather or something. Like,
why would I do that?
No, I don't know. It needs to happen.
When you use a time machine, you go back like a day, and there's a ripple effect in time that goes backwards, and it kills your grandfather. So then you were never born.
Yeah, like it's gonna happen somewhere. Like it's never like a day. You're always like, 25, like, I'm going to Rome. Oh, I've killed Julius Caesar. Oh, no. Oh, I was never born. My mother was never born. Hitler's the president and the world is doomed. Like, I don't, like shit happens. Like, that's why we don't do time travel.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well then how else am I gonna deal with this? Because I'd love some, like, actual actionable advice, and I feel like, do less stuff is not, because that's not actionable, Bradley, because I can't do less stuff.
Schedule.
You want to see my schedule? I have a schedule. I do schedule.
What do you want to do right now that you wouldn't already be doing?
No, right now this is perfect. This is exactly what I want to be doing.
What do you want to be doing later after that?
What if I want to talk to Katie for 4 hours later?
You can just call her.
Yeah, I can call her, but then I won't go to sleep until 2 in the morning.
We'll talk to her. We'll do it in not in mediocrity. That's not what I want to say. Do it in portions, I guess. I don't know. That's the word I use.
We already did an hour today. Hour 10 minutes about. So, but I'm saying, what if I want to talk to her for 4 hours later? What if I want to, like, go play Magic the Gathering last night, but I also wanted to go home and chill?
Play Magic the Gathering and chill.
Is that, like...
You just do it at the same time. Like it's a lot of my things, like, I do it at the same time. So, like,
Can you sleep and play Magic the Gathering at the same time?
In my head, I can think about it. That's really good. Like, I'm going to I'm going to just think about this thing I wanted to do, but I couldn't do. So
I'm just going to think about Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, no, literally. Like today, I'm like at work. I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm at work. And like, no, work's fine. Like, I don't care. But I'm like, I should chill. I'm like, I'm going to chill at work. So I did work and I chilled.
What do you think I'm doing all day long?
You chilling?
I'm just chilling.
Evidently not.
What are you talking about?
You're stressed. You're high-strung.
I'm not high-strung.
Yeah, you are.
I'm so high-strung. But that's not because of work. That's just me.
Yeah, but so what you do is while you work, you chill.
But when I chill at work, I did chill at work today. I finished reading the Tao of Pooh.
No. That's not like, it's not like activities. You just chill.
Yeah, I was reading the Tao of Pooh.
Aiden, you're...
The irony of me talking about having read the Tao of Pooh today and how I constantly have to be doing things all the time.
No, not you can still do things.
It's so non-Tao. No, that's not my point.
Chill while you're doing them.
So how do I do that?
So like today I was like, I'm making a bunch of note cards for people. Like ordinarily this could stress me out. I don't know how to mail merge these 4 items together in an Excel spreadsheet, but today I'm just going to chill.
Yeah, but I chill
and
at work.
I'm going to do that thing.
I'm so chill at work.
Really?
Yeah. I love work. I really love work. I genuinely do. I also kind of like...
So
Don't work?
Don't love. Chill.
What? Okay, now this is Buddhism, though.
No, it's just...
That's Buddhism.
Okay,
Don't get attached. No attachment.
Yeah, don't attach.
Just be.
That's the thing, though, is if you rationalize it, it stops working. Just chill.
I can't do that.
Yeah, you absolutely can.
Prove it.
I can't.
How am I supposed to chill?
I'm just doing it.
Literally talking about relaxing is making my leg bounce.
This is what I'm doing. I'm like,
this is evidence. This is evidence that I can present in court to prove that I'm like this.
Aiden's leg is bouncing. Your Honor, please examine Aiden's leg.
Your Honor, please, Magic the Gathering has adjourned.
Oh my god. So, like, I guess it is Buddhism. Are we going to do a philosophy? But I guess we are. I'm not actively advocating Buddhism. I don't even know what that is. But if I'm like, I don't have to think about shit. Like, Aiden, when you want to think about shit, when you want to, like, get stuff off your chest, you go and you, like, talk to people about it. You're like, I'm going to talk about this to this person. I'm going to rationally work out a solution. I'm going to put my feelings in boxes and think about them for a long time. And then I will act. Or maybe I won't. Who knows? Brad just chills.
I'm working on just chilling, though, because I read the Buddhism book and I was like, this is interesting.
This is what, but if you think about it,
no, yeah, there's truth to it. I'm not disagreeing with Buddhism. I think Buddhism and Taoism are both great philosophies. I have some issues with Taoism, although I think those might come from a slight misinterpretation of the text on my part.
Okay.
Because from what I can tell,
poo wrong.
well, that's what I'm saying. From what I can tell, oh, I took the book out earlier. Damn it! I was on my phone call with Katie. I'm like, I could take the book out of my bag now. I'm so excited. I only have 2 books to read now instead of 3.
Nice.
No, but the book seems very, very, very much as though Taoism is anti, like, knowledge.
Really?
And anti-thinking. Which it, in a lot of ways, is. But in other ways, it doesn't actually say you can't have those things. But it's more like, just like, follow your gut. You know? Overthinking. Thinking makes you confused. People who think are confused, like these things. And I don't know if I'm misinterpreting the text or if Taoism is just anti-thinking. I don't like the idea of anti-thinking. I like thinking.
But, like, you don't have to be anti-thinking. You could just not think. I'm not going to argue this with you. I don't know what to think about it.
I'm not trying to argue. I'm not trying to argue. Because I agree with you. I do not disagree. Okay. I'm not trying to present an argument right now.
Okay.
I'm saying I like thinking. That's also what my brain does. I can try to lean more into the, like, the woo way, you know, like the way, the doing without doing, the way woo way, or the whatever it is, doing without doing the...
Sounds like you're having a stroke. The
woo way, you know, the uncarved block, just being in my most simple form, and, you know, all these things about not thinking and not wanting things to be any more than they are. And, like, I think that, like, Taoism and Buddhism both make so many wonderful, wonderful points. I don't think I disagree with any of the points. I think there's a very big truth to, like, thinking with your gut is very, very good. That's a good thing to do. Making actions based on, like, look at, like, you know, Vic. I feel like she's really good at, like, doing what she feels is the right thing to do. I really admire that trait in people when they are like that. And the book mentions over and over again, it's like these people are seen as outliers, like, oh, it worked for them, rather than as examples of, oh, it works. I think that makes a great point. But...
do you think it wouldn't work for you?
Because I think I would do so many dumb things.
I mean, I don't know. It may not work for everybody, but, like... I don't even know how to suggest trying it, because oftentimes when there's things that I either would, like, stress over or would, like, care about, my advice is just I don't anymore. Like, I don't know. That's not really advice. It's just, like, that thing I was worried about. Like, who? Like, ugh.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, neither do I, because I can't rationalize it.
Yeah, I'm very good at rationalizing. I remember in psych, I kept talking about how when we learned about defense mechanisms, and I was like, oh, I do that one all day long.
I do all the time.
I love that one. I love rationalizing things.
Is rationalizing things like rationalizing your own previous actions, or, like, putting it into, like, what is it exactly?
Rationalizing would be like, I don't believe in underage drinking. Well, today I underage drinked. Oh, well, I just did that because of social influence, and I didn't really want to do it, and I was forced to do it by my friends, and I didn't like it, and I would never do it again, and it was okay because it wasn't really my fault, and, like, finding all of the reasons that it wasn't wrong.
Why don't you just lean into it? You're like, heck, I had a great time.
Well, yeah,
that's why I did it, is because I thought it'd be fun.
Well, yeah, but then it goes against what your beliefs are. And
I believe I shouldn't do it unless it's fun.
When given the chance to either change your beliefs or your attitude, you're going to change your
attitude? I don't think I'd do that. Maybe I do that. I don't know.
Which, I don't know if that's... I don't know. I just completely lost my train of thought. Katie started calling me. I can't answer the phone, though.
Yeah. The yonic void beckons.
The yonic?
Yeah.
What is yonic?
It's like Lovecraftian. So, like, if like tendrils from the yonic void, like Cthulhu calls.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It also means something else, but you can Google it.
And when I say I rationalize all day, it's like, no, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. I don't this. Yep. It's usually just rationalizing feelings away. Like, no, I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. This is why I'm not upset, because they didn't do anything wrong. It's totally fine. There was nothing morally wrong with what they did. Well, it upset me. No, it didn't upset you because they didn't do anything wrong. No, It's totally fine. You know that one?
I know that one's familiar to me.
You know that one? Do you do that one, or it's familiar to you?
Via you. That one's familiar to me. You're like, I don't care. God, I fucking hate him. And you're like, oh, and I'm like, hey, don't do that. I think...
That's rational.
I think I'm annoyed, and then I just figure out why I'm annoyed. I'm like, I'm annoyed. Oh, they did that. It's like, that shouldn't be wrong. It is wrong. Fuck them. Fuck them. I hate No, I don't know what I do. I don't think I encounter that situation a lot. Aiden, do something mean that's not really me. Yeah, no, nothing. He flipped me off. There's nothing going on. Is that Audacity shutting down again?
No, that's can't install updates. Select this message to fix.
Okay, good. Because the last time we heard that, it was just Audacity going boop right into the void.
We're done now. The Ionic void?
Yeah, right into the Ionic void.
No, I'm trying to focus less on like thinking about things though, and just like being. And I've enjoyed it a lot. It's been kind of my MO for the last couple weeks to just like be, and to not think too much about it when I'm upset, and it actually has worked. Because growing up, I was always like, well, you got to resolve problems when they show up, or else they'll never be changed for the better. Well, there's truth to that. If there's but like what that translates to is sometimes there's not really a problem. Like my anxiety when I'm anxious, it's like usually there's not a problem there, but the more I think about it, the more I feel like there's a problem there. And the more you tell yourself something, the more you hear something, the more you believe it. That's just fact. So when I have an anxious thought or an anxious upset experience, then me thinking about it to solve the problem so it doesn't happen again doesn't do anything, because there was no problem that actually happened. A lot of my anxiety is just like, here's this thing. Oh, well, that probably means that they hate me. No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that. No, it doesn't mean that. No, they had a graduation rehearsal that day. Like, that's not an actual thing I've encountered, but like, it's that. Overthinking things that are not actually problems. That's what most of my anxiety is. That's what most of anxiety is. Because anxiety is just usually, it's like being afraid of the future. It's being afraid of things that haven't happened yet. And usually don't happen.
There's a prompt on here, which is, what is the future really like? And I always get to like do something with drones, but did drones already, so I guess I'm not doing that anymore. But the future is just the opposite of what you think it gonna be. It's not like, oh, she fucking hates me. It's just, oh, she forgot. Or like her phone was on silent.
Yeah.
That's what the future's really like, is...
The future. Humans are terrible predictors of what will make them happy and what will make them upset. So even if you're like, this is what's going to happen and it's going to be the worst thing ever. No, it's not what's going to happen, and if it does happen, it will not be the worst thing ever. Oh, this is going to happen, and if I don't get this, I'm not going to be happy, and if I do get it, I'm going to be so, so happy, and it'll make my life so much... For like a week, maybe. Then you'll go back to your set point.
Like really bad though? What if it's
well, that's like a major life event, and that can like plunge you into like depression. But once you get out of the depression,
no, but like let's go for like 1942.
Okay,
you're my grandmother.
Yep.
And people are saying, "Oh, Hitler will come to power. It's like the worst thing ever," and she's like, "Ah." And then it like happens, and it kind of is the worst thing ever. Like it's like bad. It's like really like that's fucked bad. Mm-hmm. Like that's bad.
Got you.
So like if it's something like that, that's absolutely 100% the worst thing ever forever.
Okay, where is the thing about the neural pathways?
Aiden comes through his AP Psych notebook.
This is not my AP Psych notebook. This is my humanities notebook.
Oh.
Neurochemical processes desensitize overstimulated hedonic pathways in the brain, which possibly prevents persistently high levels of intense positive or negative feelings. Something does. That's what we think does it.
Okay.
You can only increase your happiness set point by about 15%. So, like, if I have a base level of happiness that I keep returning to for my whole life, I can increase that by about 15% and nothing beyond that.
What?
Yeah.
That's messed up.
Some outliers can do it by 20 to 25%.
How do you measure that? How do you measure happiness?
See, I've always had the same thing, but self-report inventories usually. Which you would think would be not valid, but I feel like when you're measuring specifically how someone feels, if someone feels like they're happy, then...
They could also be lying to themselves.
I suppose they could be.
How are you? I'm really happy. I'm like 1 standard deviation happier than everyone else.
You are? Wow.
I know, right? It's like 20, I'm like extra 25%.
Yeah.
That's how happy I am. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's totally
not
relative.
everyone has the same set point.
I think I know for exactly everyone thinks that they can only feel 15% happier.
Well, the science regarding happiness set point says it's 15% higher.
But it's based on self-reporting. So at least what we know is that everyone thinks they can only feel 15% happier.
The set point of happiness is a psychological term that describes our general level of happiness. Each person has a different set point. Some have a high set point, meaning we are mostly happy. Some have a low set point, meaning we are mostly unhappy, while others fall somewhere in between. Our set point for happiness is based on our genetics and conditioning. While we may have emotional ups and downs throughout lives, these are temporary. No matter what life throws at us over time, our happiness bounces back to the same set point. Which is pretty amazing when you think about all the circumstances that can lead to the same set point. For instance, you win the lottery. Despite the short-term elation you experience, you'll eventually revert back to your set point. So if your set point is relatively low, the bright skies after a lottery win will turn back to dark clouds. Multiple studies have consistently proven this is the case. Then there's the other extreme. You can lose your ability to walk after a terrible car accident. This may plunge you into depression at first, but if your set point of happiness is high, then you'll eventually experience happiness again, even though you're wheelchair-bound for life. Allow me to provide another example. In this country, we value education. Schools like Harvard and Stanford are dream universities for young people across the nation. But if a student aspires to enroll in one of these schools thinking, I'll be so happy when I receive my acceptance letter, any happiness will be short-lived. So essentially, set point is real.
I'm just going to feel like this forever?
I mean, it might be a little higher or a little lower, but if this is your general, yeah. But you can change it. You can make it at least 15% better.
Can I? What if I'm already 50% better?
You probably aren't.
But what if I am?
That'd be pretty impressive.
I can't even picture 15%, like, I don't know, like, what I'm starting at.
Your subjective experience of your happiness, what you think that you are happiness-wise, is how happy you are. I mean, that's just, if you perceive yourself as happy, then you feel like you're happy, and that's all that matters, because it's your experience. And people might lie, I guess, but that would be really dumb, and it's not like a lot of people are going to lie. That'd be really stupid.
That's not a good argument against the fact they might do it.
No, they might do it. I'm sure some people lie. But if you look, like statistically, right, people I feel like are no more likely to lie in one place than they are in another. Actually...
No, that's not. No.
I stopped myself. I don't need your nopes.
But nope. How do you measure happiness? Like no, not like how do you do it through it? Like what do they do?
So you use a Likert scale, Likert.
Uh-huh.
And then you just come up with a number, right? So does that make sense?
Yeah, it's
so it is
right?
self-report.
Yeah, I think so.
So all we've determined is that the people in Denmark think they're at least that happy. We don't know if they are.
But if they think they're that happy, then that's all that matters. If they perceive themselves as that happy, then they are that happy with their lives.
I mean, if they're clapping, they're happy.
I don't think that works because there's got to be some sort of...
I'm sure there are some discrepancies, but if they're viewing themselves as happy... If you think you're a happy person, then why does it matter if you think... are you not happier than I am if you think you're happier
Can it all be relative to somebody else?
Huh?
Can it all be relative to somebody else? Yeah, it has to be.
It should
be
like
I'm the happiest man in the world.
If you truly believe that, then you must be... that doesn't mean you're the happiest man in the goddamn world, but if you truly believe that you're probably the happiest person in the world, you're probably pretty damn happy. The question isn't, are you the happiest man in the world?
Or you just don't know. Or you're just like, I don't know how happy I can be. I'm miserable all the time, and I'm less miserable than almost everyone I know, so I think I'm the happiest man in the world.
That's not what the question is. The question is, how happy are you?
Yeah, so if you're like, man, I found, like, food. Heck
well, yeah. I mean, the other issue
I just don't think any of it can be measured objectively.
Happiness is sort of this ephemeral state, right? Sometimes you are, sometimes you're not. And so there's this happiness that's relative to kind of how you experience things. Sometimes you're not happy. Sometimes you might be very happy. But there's kind of this normal for you. So it's, that may be unlike everybody else's experience in living day to day.
We don't have an international standard for what happiness is. Like it's a feeling that you have, and your happiness might feel different than mine.
I mean, it's interesting, though, because there are sort of biological issues that are linked to being depressed. I don't know if you call depressed necessarily not happy. That may
no,
be
not necessarily, because you can be depressed and also have really, really great days. You can have happiness when you're depressed.
Yes, but what I'm suggesting to you is being depressed isn't necessarily being unhappy. It's like a medical condition with sort of a serotonin or dopamine disorder.
For sure.
Which is entirely different than just saying, I'm bummed. My wife died yesterday. I'm really unhappy.
Yeah, no, it's different.
And then also, like there's snowflakes for Eskimos, right? So there's different kinds of snow. So what about different kinds of happiness and unhappiness? Like sort of there's sadness about death versus anger. And a lot of us sort of lump all that stuff together. It's, I'm something. It's unhappy, or I'm angry, or I'm this or that. And you're like, well, is that really unhappiness, or is it just another flavor of something else, but it's not happy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. It's all subjective. Which I agree with you, Bradley. It's hard to measure objectively, but I feel like this is something we can't measure objectively, and maybe there would be some value in measuring it objectively, but there is also value, unlike in many things, there's value in measuring this subjectively.
I mean, I guess you could also go through sort of descriptors of how someone feels when they're happy, and people could check the box based on like descriptions.
I'm sure there's some underlying,
sort of like the the happiness matrix.
How do you feel when you're happy, and then how happy are you?
Well, yeah.
So if you can do how do you feel when you are happy?
Yeah. What is the matrix that they use
sort of
for
what
grading? What do they call
rubric?
it? Yeah, the rubric. You could have a happiness rubric.
So I get that. So you sort of have how do you feel when you are happy? Like, which obviously that's going to be weird. Or like maybe it's sort of like what situations would you be happy in?
Yeah,
that's how you feel.
When and where and with whom are you switched on?
Well, that is, I think, measuring something different.
What kind of on are you talking about?
Oh, very horny.
Oh,
no, happiness. We're discussing happiness.
Well, are you happy all the time like this? Well, I am happy to see you, man. I mean, you know what you want.
I think not so much where and when and why are you
with whom,
but it's definitely what causes you to be this way, because it's very much a different scale. So, for instance, if we were to go absolute, like top of the line, like Bill Gates, probably he's happy if. God, I don't know why. What would cause Bill Gates to be happy? He has financial security. Maybe they cured malaria in Africa. That would make Bill Gates pretty happy. He works on that.
Well, as we talked about with Set Point, it would make him happy for a little bit.
It would make him happy for like a little
anymore.
bit. It would make him happy for like a little bit.
So
but then it might also permanently boost his happiness for like a while.
So your set point is the normal state.
Yeah,
you find.
but then,
Your set point is I have the ups and downs of my
par.
life, and it's here.
Say if you're a man in Africa and they cure malaria in Africa, that's not like Bill Gates, like, oh, we did a good thing. That's, holy fuck, malaria's gone. That thing, my wife, my child, and 8 people I know died from. I mean, that's like big.
That's removing a constant stressor. So that's not necessarily an event that makes them happier. That's something that lifts something
makes
that
them
constantly
unhappy.
Well, yeah, it lifts something that makes them constantly unhappy. Whatever their set point is, it was just constantly being forced down.
This also speaks to kind of the purpose of having this variance, right? So maybe the purpose of unhappiness is the motivation to do something, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So unhappiness has a purpose, and happiness is just sort of this quick flush, and then you've got to go get unhappy again so you can get something done.
Emotions are like essentially our body's sense to tell us about our environment in a very non-physical way. So like every emotion has a function.
So there is and I'm stealing this from somebody, but if you think about the idea of having sort of evolutionary, very different brains, your unconscious brain does quite a bit of processing, and your emotions are the only way it can really tell you about what it's concluded. It couldn't say, oh, I've been thinking, and there's a bear coming, and I think it's a good idea. If you run, it just goes, it does everything automatically. And so you live usually, right? And so emotions are a way, kind of the nonverbal logic of this old brain to communicate with the smarter brain and say, let's get the hell out of here, you fool. You're busy, musing over something, and we need to move. Run. Mm-hmm. Run, Luke, run. So.
Yeah. And there's and Bradley, as you said, the causes of it are really important too. Like, there are, as much as we don't necessarily have a universal, like, this is what happiness is, and everyone experiences this as happiness, and that, we don't have that, but what we do have is a whole bunch of things that we can say, like, for sure, this is good for people's happiness.
So the other thing is, nowadays, you can do, monitor brain waves, and also you do brain analysis, and also use MRIs to see where the blood flows. And there may be studies out there that have physiological measurements of those sorts when people are happy. So you actually might be able to get some quantitative benchmark that says, oh, the blood flows to this part of the brain, or, oh, this is sort of the EEG
Maybe at some
wavelength we
point,
get
yeah.
when I think they may have it already. That's what I'm
Oh,
telling
wow.
you. And so they say you're happy if the blood's flowing this way in your head. I don't know, but they do a lot of studies that way. It seems like some grad student would have figured it out because like I just got done doing the dishes and I'm thinking about it. It's not too.
Yeah, it's just a fair point.
It's not too out of the ballpark. So happiness
Maybe we just don't have the technology yet.
in EEG.
All right.
That's an electroencephalograph for you
So-
listeners who know what an electroencephalograph is but don't know the term EEG.
What was your favorite part of the episode, Aiden?
I really enjoyed talking about happiness research.
Dad?
Whoa, that's pretty neat.
Ooh,
Mr. Berklich
have
is
it.
sticking his
Real-time
tongue out.
EEG happiness. Yes. What was your favorite part of the episode, Dad? We don't need to say it. It was that bit there.
Yeah, it was that just the most recent thing I liked really quite a bit.
Yes, I enjoyed Buddhism briefly. I know nothing about it, and I don't have to think about it because I don't care. That was wonderful. What was your pick of the week, Aiden?
My pick of the week. Okay, let me see what the name of the song is, because there was an album that I started listening to today. I've recommended a song by this band before, too. It's the band Bombadil again. It's on the album Hold On. And
Dad's laughing at that because he's thinking of Tom Bombadil.
no, I don't know who that is, but
The Hobbit.
It's the Hobbit.
they have this song
Oh,
called...
Tom Bombadil. He's got a whole song. Sorry.
Wait, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. No, it's not that. They have a song called Sunny December, and it's a beautiful piano ballad. And I recommend it highly. The whole album is very good. Bradley, what's your pick of the week?
I'll let Dad go. Dad.
Oh, I'm in the mood for Celluloid Heroes, One for the Road off
I love
the
that
Kinks
anime.
album.
Off the Kinks album?
Well, the Kinks, One for the Road, I think it is, but it's a live version. Very good guitar solo.
That's very good. I enjoy that quite a bit.
Bradley?
Let's see what I've got going for me. I've not been admitted into the group.
Which group?
Global Village Coffee House. One that specifies... Here, let me read it. A network of aesthetics emerging from the late 1980s summoned the evolution of prog, punk, Zolo, Memphis Squiggles, Keith Haring, woodcut revival, return to natural hardwiring movement, reaction against the computer-aided design boom, late 80s environmental revival, etc. It's a very, very specific style of design, which I've been trying to find out the name of it forever.
Nobody wears herring T-shirts anymore, do they, in school?
Oh, yeah, they do.
I wasn't sure. They're popular ones.
Yeah, no.
No idea
I
what
was
you're
going to buy one over the summer. You'll know what it is. It's that baby with all the lines around it. It's like that dog.
What?
You'll know what it is when
Will
you see it. It's essentially like if you picture the aesthetic design movement essentially of the aroma swirls on coffee cups.
I don't
God,
recognize
it's
that at all.
so niche, but I love it so
I do
much.
not-
It's
vaguely.
You know the Museum of Science and Industry cafeteria, the old one.
No.
Okay, well it's that.
Got
It's
it.
very, very specific, and I want to see it very bad. All right,
Okay.
that's cool. But anyway, that's my pick of the week.
Thank you, Brad.
No problem. So we've come to the close of our episode. Now is the time where we go through our housekeeping. But before we do that, thank you very extremely much for listening. This wasn't a very funny episode, but it was informative. We just got a couple of things off the top of the old dome. Thank you for sitting here with us and learning with us and thinking with us, because it was always good. That's for AIDS, Dad. He just showed me
You
the
could
one.
call me by my correct name, please.
Okay, that's Aiden doesn't like that nickname. But the photo Dad showed me was a Keith Haring one where a man's penis was another man, and there was a big plus in the corner.
Is
It was
yours
red.
not?
Yeah, my penis is not just another smaller man.
A smaller, sexier man.
Smaller.
Literally.
It's not Santa, Dad, so you don't have to do the ho ho ho. Our Facebook group is Good Idea Podcast. Our Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram are all at Good Idea Cast, and our Gmail is goodideapodcast@gmail.com. You can send us prompts, pay us for advertising, not pay us for advertising, and generally just contact us at these points. We are
also-
extremely appreciative.
We are very appreciative. We also have a Patreon, which is patreon.com/goodideacast. You should definitely check it out. We make a graphic design podcast once a month. It's very funny. And we also make a video game podcast once a month, and by podcast I do mean a visible video game podcast where you watch us play.
That's a video,
games.
by the way.
A video. Thank you.
It's called Brad.
Aiden and Brad play video game.
Oh, yes,
I
it
put
is.
mine in first because the letters. It's pretty funny, I think. We did not edit last month's episode. Oops, just uploaded it. More Fortnite for you.
Well, I'm a sponsor of Good Idea. You should be too.
Oh, thank you. Mr. Berklich has just donated $20 to the cause.
That's the biggest donation we've ever had on stream.
This is true.
He's a subscriber. You've unlocked new emotes.
So we're gonna give him. We're gonna give
President's Club.
We're gonna give Mr. Berklich's phone number out so you guys can all thank him for supporting this show.
That's
that you like.
773.
Send him a thank you, everybody.
Everyone, you should text that man.
All right, Brad, you got this paragraph here?
Yeah, I absolutely do. If you enjoyed, please make sure to rate, review, subscribe. I don't know how you do that. Is there a button?
There's buttons.
Okay, cool. Click those. We really appreciate your advertising. It helps us.
Now that you did that one wrong.
My computer hasn't been on for the past 80 minutes. We totally and completely appreciate your sponsorship, viewership, and other activities which you give us. That was a good idea. Dad's playing with my Legos. We're done here.